Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Maya, and in today's video we are going to be doing my April wrap up. So every book that I read in April, which it wasn't that many, but it was a good amount in my opinion. I enjoyed the books I read. Now, I can't remember what other book I read. I know I read another one. Don't remember what it was. So I'm going to have to, at some point at the end of this video, go on to Goodreads and see what book I read. I think I might know, but I'm not 100%. But I have the books that I read in front of me, the ones that I physically own. And then I know I read at least one more that I don't physically own. There's a cat who wants to say hi. This is Minnie. So let's just get into this, I guess. I'm gonna give you my opinions. I am gonna rate them on the spot because I can't remember what I rated all these books, but we're gonna talk about them. We're gonna talk about my opinions, what they are, all that. So the cat is gonna fall and claw my leg, but whatever. So first up, I know the first book I read this month was Grown by Tiffany D. Johnson. This was I don't know what to call it, mystery, kind of a psychological thriller in a way. I don't know, it was dark. I did not like this, but in a good way. So you're not supposed to like this. You're supposed to hate everything that's happening in this book, and I hated everything that was happening in this book. So the author did a great job writing because I hated all the things that were happening. Basically, we're following this young girl who wants to become a singer, performer, and she meets this man who is already a performer who says he can help her with her dreams. We can all guess how that goes, you know? We can all imagine how this 17-year-old meeting this 28-year-old is gonna go. So that was this book. It was really well written. The author did a great job at writing and making you feel the way you were supposed to feel throughout the whole book. But it made me mad. I listened to this on audiobook. I gave it a 4-star, I believe. I think I gave it like a 3.5, 3.75, so 4-star in Goodreads. It was a good book. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it because I tend to only keep books that I would see myself rereading, but it was really good. I do recommend it, but be prepared to be angry at everything that's happening. There were multiple times while reading this that I was like, I would punch them, but they're better than me, so they did. But good book, do recommend. So then, this is where I get lost. I don't know what I read next. I think I read, it's at the bottom of my stack, sorry, I'm moving y'all. I think I read Fearless by Lauren Roberts next. I think this is the next book I read. I gave this a 4.5 star, I think. I think it's a 4.5. I don't think it was a 5, but I think it was a 4.5. This book, okay, my rating of the 3 books, like in tier order, Powerless is first. And then I don't really rank Powerful, it's just there. Like I loved that book so much, but it's so short and it's different characters that it's just there. It's its own tier on its own. So Powerless, then Fearless, and then Reckless. Reckless was my least favorite. I liked them all because of the characters. I just loved them. But this is my second favorite book in the series. I love that in this one we got, try to say stuff without spoiling, we got more of the feels from the first book. Like we did get a lot of the nostalgic feelings that I got from the first book in this one. And I really like that. My only complaint with this is that it does almost feel like she was rushed. Like it almost feels like she was rushed to publish this when she did. And so she couldn't fully flesh out some of the characters' endings. That's my only complaint. However, loved it. I cried multiple times. I laughed. I blushed. I kicked my feet. Like I was having full body reactions to this book. So I loved it. I just do think that she might have been a little rushed. And so a couple of the endings just felt a little forced or felt like she just did it because she had to tie the character up. And so that's my only complaint. Because with Powerful, that book was so good. Like that was such a well-written, fleshed out book. And it was so short. Because I think she knew what she was going into. I think she had the whole idea of how the book was going to go because she had already done it. And so this one, I feel like it was just, there were some characters who just had not great endings that I feel like could have been better fleshed out endings. But other than that, I loved it. Like Lauren Roberts is still one of my favorite authors there is. This book was almost a 5-star for me. I just didn't get the 5-star feeling. But I feel like finding 5 stars is getting harder as I get more into reading, as I like read more books because I'm developing my full sense of books. But this was a really good book. I gave it a 4.5. Do highly recommend this whole series. Like it is one of my favorite things to ever exist. Now I'm just gonna pick up books and I'm gonna show you because I don't know what I read next. So the first book on this stack is Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is the first book in the, I don't even know what the series is called. Whatever this series is it written in here? The Chestnut Spring series. This is the first book in the Chestnut Spring series. So I give this a 3.5, something like that. I think it's somewhere around that general area. It was a good book. I loved reading it. This and one of the other books I read this month brought me back to that romance mood. Like, I haven't been a major romance reader, but this book brought me right back into the original feels I got from reading romances, and I loved it. Like, it gave all of the stereotypical romance book, but I kind of loved that. So this one I gave like a 3.5, 4 stars, something like that, somewhere in the 3 to 4 range. This one we were following Rhett and Summer. Rhett is a bull rider in the Eaton family, and then Summer is his agent's daughter, who is also an agent now in the firm, and she is his babysitter. So that is what we're following in this. Basically, her job is to make sure he doesn't get in trouble, and we follow them and them falling in love. As we can tell, it's a love story, but I loved it, and I can't wait to read the other characters in this book's stories, because I loved all the men. Loved it. So, top tier book. The cat is just making herself at home now, isn't she? And then I have Eyes on Me by Sarah Kate. This is the second book in the Salacious Players Club. I gave this a 3 star. That's kind of what I'm staying on for this whole series so far. I don't know. It's not that I'm not a fan of books like this. I do like the books like this. This trope got me. I don't like this trope. It's not my favorite thing ever. It says it on the back. It's a step-sibling trope, and I don't like step-sibling trope in books. So that's probably why I gave it the rating that I gave it. But ignoring the fact that they are step-siblings, it was a really good book. Like, I feel like specifically Garrett suffers with, I don't know if they say it on the back, but I'm just gonna say it now. He suffers with depression, and they talk about it in the book. And that hit me real hard. It hit me in the gut, but the author wrote it so well. And I feel like both characters were well written. The whole story was well written. I do like that we joined back into the whole club idea, because I do love found family, and that is what these give. Sorry if I sound weird, I'm still sick, but I loved it. I did. I only gave it a 3 star because the trope, but it was a good book. Like, it was a well-written book, I will admit that. And then the other book that I owned physically is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This is my 3rd Lauren Asher book, I believe, that I have ever read. I believe. Because I read Throttled and Collided by Lauren Asher in the Dirty Air series. So this was my first book. This was my first book in this series, and I gave it a 3.5. Again, this brought me back. I have hiccups. This brought me back to my romance vibe, my original nostalgia for a romance book. I loved the Disney. It's not Disney, but it is themed towards that range. It is an amusement park. It's got a castle. I loved being in that amusement park. I loved the scenes where we were at the amusement park. I loved the scenes where we were away from the amusement park. I love the found family vibes. The fact that he gets to know her family. I love that. I love me a good Grumpy Sunshine, and that is what this was. I listened to this on audiobook. I finished it in like a day or 2. It was so good. I gave it a 3.5, I think. We're following Rowan, who, this whole series is basically these 3 brothers. Their grandpa dies. He puts up a will. They each have things that they have to do to get their inheritance. And this man here, his thing is he has to be the, I don't know, he has to like take over for the amusement park for a certain amount of time or something like that. I don't know. I didn't remember exactly that plot. But then we're following him and then this girl who works at the amusement park, and we're following them getting to know each other. Him being a grumpy, her being the sunshine. And I loved it. So, do recommend. Now, let me pull up my phone so that I can pull up what other book I read, because I know I read at least one more, because I'm pretty sure I read 6 books this month. Okay, the last book I read was Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Okay, that was a brain flaw right there. I read Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I gave that book a 4 star, I believe. 4 stars. I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes, as we all know. If you have ever watched a video on this channel, you will know I am obsessed with that woman. Not in a bad way. I'm obsessed with her books. The Inheritance Games is one of my favorite series. It was one of the series that I got into reading, so I think that's why it's one of my favorites, but I love the characters in that, and I love her new one so far. Her new one. It's not a new one, but the Natural series. I love it so far. I have read The Naturals last month, I believe, and then I read Killer Instinct, or I read The Naturals in February? March? Something like that. And then I read Killer Instinct this month, and then I'm reading, currently I am in the middle of, I finished All In last night, and then I read, what's it called? I'm in the middle of, I'm sorry, I'm getting like texts from my friends and it's confusing me. I read Brain Flop. What's it called? Bad Blood. I am starting Bad Blood today. So, I'm about to finish the whole series, but I loved that book. I love, one of my favorite things about Jennifer Lynn Barnes' writing is her side characters. Like, I love her main characters, don't get me wrong, they're the best. But her side characters do something for me. Like Xander, my favorite man ever. He is like my little brother. I want to protect him at all costs. And then, this one is just looking at me all cute. And then, stinking Sloane in Naturals, I love that girl. So, basically, love that series too. It's not giving me the same vibes that the Inheritance Games gave me, but it's giving me along the same vibes, and I'll take that. You know, I'll accept it. It's a win. So, that is the gist of my wrap up for the month, I guess. I read 6 books. That's not bad, especially because I'm getting out of my reading slump. I think I'm officially out of it, which is nice. But I read 6 books this month. They were all pretty good books too. I didn't get a below a 3-star, which is pretty good month for me, honestly. So that's all. This one wants attention. My friends are off work early, so we're gonna go hang out early, and I'm gonna leave you guys here. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, comment down below if you've read any of these books, what your opinions are on them as well, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!